for stakeholder engagement and social entrepreneurship in European alliances with a lot of wonderful friends and colleagues. The panel will be moderated by Anne-Karen. No need to present Anne-Karen because she's part of Aurora since almost the beginning, basically. And Anne-Karen will introduce our friends. Some of them are also quite well known, like Michael, and Peter Fenici, Francesca Cocco, and Andrea Canonico. We will also present them soon. Thank you very much. Anne-Karen, to you the floor.
Thank you. Also, hello from my side, and thank you to... Does it work now? Yeah, sounds like this. Welcome. What I can say is thank you to the Aurora Biannual team for organizing this and organizing the panel. I can say now you get the second dessert, a good mix of different disciplines. We have social science here, we have natural science, we have Mikhail with, who started early in also not being only scientists, but also leader at universities. And we have 3 people who successfully ventured from science towards being in business and society. And what you see here on the screen is also, you know, on the one hand, I'm wearing the Copenhagen Business School hat as institutional coordinator, but I'm also one of the faces of Seismic. You see, Aurora started with equipping our, or it's still our, one of our aims, equipping our graduates with the skills and mindsets to address societal challenges with social entrepreneurship and innovation. And this is also how I started here with the idea of Seismic. What are these skills and mindsets? So we developed the seismic competencies and also the seismic survey to measure them. And in parallel, we developed the seismic courses, and there you see what you also see in the panel, students with interdisciplinary and international background, working on social entrepreneurship projects with the Seismic app. And the newest kit, and now we started to rebrand this officially with this biennial with Seismic, with a set in the middle. There will be also a doctoral network, so we will have train young people, bring together researchers to work on social entrepreneurship and scaling. And here you see also the advertiser. There will be a workshop on Thursday morning. I know there's a great program and you have so many workshops in parallel, so feel free to reach out if you are interested in this. And this was my role as panelist, and now I switch into the, one additional slide, I switch into the role of the facilitator. I spoke about seismic competencies. What we find out was a group of 12 competencies, and what you see here, we need impact competencies to understand the sustainability problem and commit to solving it. We need entrepreneurship competencies to develop solutions and find financial viable solutions, and this is also central for this panel, engagement competencies. You need stakeholders to come on board to commit. A venture or a solution is not done by one person, you need a village. And this is also our aim here to look into this, and what I challenged a little bit our panelists to follow up according to this. Think about participatory, how do you involve people on eye level? How do you deal with this? And innovation diffusion also tells us we are sharing the knowledge. It's not that we say, now we have the solution, Aurora, and we create barriers. No, Seismic is open to everyone. And also these panelists will share their stories, their projects, their social innovation. And I hope I can also get them a little bit to share their success recipes that we know, this we can take home and copy for Aurora. So I will, at this point, give the floor to Michael to start with engagement in the university system and how to engage the community.
Buongiorno a tutti. Danke, or thank you, my dear friend. Anne-Karen is always switching with me from German to English, so if it happened, excuse us. I'm not capable and able to speak fluently in Italian, but we can try afterwards. My dear friends, as Anne-Karen mentioned, my name is Michal, or Michael. I'm not Michele, but we will try later. Michał Malacka. I was actually from the age 28 the Dean of the Faculty of Law. Afterwards, I have been Vice Rector for Foreign Relations, Vice Rector for International Relations, Vice Rector for, let's say, Strategy. I am now serving the university as Vice Rector of Quality, or for Quality, Strategy and Regional Affairs. What is important from my career point of view, I was also a director of the regional authority, and working with Bar Association and all the, let's say, business chambers that are important in the relationship if we evaluate stakeholders. The question is not actually easy to be answered, university and stakeholders, as we have actually already touched. But the most important aspect is that Aurora is dealing with that question. We all know, or as you probably also know, that we have CSR strategies, we have transfer, we have innovation, we have everything from the theoretical point of view already analyzed. But that's what we have discovered, because we are working with Anna-Karen at a strategy reaching stakeholders in regions, is that all the partners in Aurora, they do not have such an autonomous strategy, and we will actually try to bring it. And that's something what should be born. So, and we should take care about this baby, because this baby is important for our future, meaning Aurora and all the partners there. And working with universities here, you will probably laugh, but the most important thing is that we know what does it mean, a stakeholder at the university. It is a problem, and I think that not all members of the academic community, if they are not actually studying economy, business, management, or like that, understand that in a proper way. We have discussed many times that we have partners, we have actually students, we have external subjects that would like to be involved in. We have actually transformative, innovative, and other procedures, but using the word stakeholder, sometimes in the dean's meeting they are asking me, it is a problem if I'm a vegetarian or vegetarian. Okay, that's not about steaks, it's about stakeholders. So we have started the work on the strategy, and I think that it is important to follow the internal conditions of the university, follow the regional conditions that we have to actually know and analyze. We have national circumstances or milieux that we have to know, and also international. But for Aurora, important topics now, we are working on the regional strategy. So you all know what are the national approaches, procedures you have to actually follow. You all know what are the international aspects you have to follow. But focusing on the regional, we have started with University City. That is our approach. 2 years ago, we have actually tried to change the city as a actually politically involved stakeholder, and now we are running towards the region. Being the regional director or the director of regional authority, we are involving the regional actually political powers in, and following also the economic and business chambers. They are regional, inviting them into the procedure. So in a simple sentence, the university is the leading institution and should be the leading institution in the region afterwards. It is maybe too ambitious, but why not, actually? Why not? In economical, in political, in science questions, why not? I know that we need for that partners. And partners are presented here also for us, but we have to find the ways. The ways are important. We have discussed tools or instruments, because as I have mentioned, we could work in the theoretical frames, but we could also establish pillars of the strategical approach for the future. Starting with University City, ending with 5 or 6 most important stakeholder groups in the region, identified them, and developed instruments and procedures that we have to, in a standard way, to fulfill. And that's important for us because we have discussed healthcare, we have discussed political or policy aspects, municipality, region, we have discussed small enterprises, national or multinational big enterprises, and other pillars that we would involve into the strategy. For me, most important and precious information that we could win from the activity we have started now is that everyone understands why is such a position of university important for the future and how could be a university involved in and what is needed to follow and reach the goals we have actually prepared. So it is not so easy to get there, but as it was mentioned at the beginning of this meeting, if we do not try, we will never come there. And that's why I would like to thank you all that you have joined us today. And I would like to thank all that will follow, or who will follow us because of the project we have before us. So maybe for the beginning, Anna-Karen, from my side, one last word. The universities are the most important institution for the real sustainable development, because we are starting with the wisdom, research, and our memories, the guarantees for the long-term sustainable process of the society. And I would like to keep this role and position for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. And can you mute yourself? I learned that we can steal each other if we activate the micro. Thank you. Let's see if the other panelists agree that university is the leader and central, but I think it's one essential component. And I will hand over the word to Peter, he's a trained doctor and has also an MBA in entrepreneurship and innovation. And what I learned, you are like at the interface. Sorry. You are at the interface between university research and bringing it into pharma and connects both worlds. So, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. So the idea is really to give you, to address the topic of the panel, about 4 examples that comes from the experience we had. I just show you a bit of conflict of interest. So this is just to say what we're gonna talk about today has to be seen as my personal perspective, because I don't know which hat to answer, so take it as my personal hat so we don't fall into troubles with any of the company or institution or university I'm affiliated or I'm working with or for, depending on how you see the position. Yeah, the other thing, that's as a matter of disclaimer. The other thing is all what you're gonna hear and you will see is not being developed by ChatGPT. So it's not artificial intelligence, but it's absolutely human intelligence, if you want, or trying to transfer what we believe could be the right approach to the subject. So let's move to the first example, and here it's clearly an AstraZeneca example. So research for us is clearly a social, ethical endeavor, right? There is nothing that we do in R&D discovery that do not point clearly toward patients, social needs, and it's clearly an entrepreneurial approach, if you like. It's one of our 5 core values, be an entrepreneur within the company. But it's also clearly stated that it's in a collaboration with university. We have an incredible team. We listed 7 Nobel Prize in our R&D team, so we do have capacities pretty much intriguing as an AstraZeneca group. At the same time, we know that to really be able to answer what is needed in life sciences, there is no single man or woman that can do it on his own. So it's always a matter of connecting. And here is the example of the open innovation platform we have in AstraZeneca, where essentially through different challenges, a sort of co-solve approach, or we call it ART, so it's the advancing research together. It's exactly the mindset of being able to put the highest challenge possible and ask everywhere in the world is there a scientist that do have an answer smarter than ours? Yes or no? And if we don't, let's try simply to sort it out. And obviously, we're speaking about rare diseases, we're speaking about conditions that do need a solution, and pharma is there to try to bring some solutions, right? But it's always through a collaborative approach. And as you can appreciate on the top right hand corner, there are challenges that do not just engage senior scientists from top universities in the world, but it's also challenges that are sent to PhD student, postdoc. So it's really covering all the spectrum of what could be the smartest brain to engage with, right? This initiative has been able to unlock 100 million over 10 years. That sounds big, may not be so big actually, but it's not money or funding that's been put by the company, but it's simply unlocking public funding money like Horizon 2020, stuff like that, by being able to show this partnership within in industry and academia. Another example I want to share with you is that when I moved back from Cambridge to Italy, I said, well, fantastic, how much researchers in Italy, and this may apply to so many other countries in Europe, and probably not just Europe, how many of these scientists in the country are really known by pharmaceutical industry? Probably very little fraction, right? We work with the usual suspects of the big Harvard University, MIT, obviously we have headquarters in Sweden, we have it in the United States, quite a few in Canada, now in Asia, there's been China, Singapore, so it's a big family, right? But what about other countries? What is happening in Napoli? Why great scientists and inventors should not be seen by big pharma and be able to leverage as early as possible invention or ideas that might otherwise not see big pharma in general, and definitely not AstraZeneca in due time. So we set up an initiative called Research Allies. That is essentially the idea to bring researchers together, but also institutions and people that take decision, even up to the government, when it comes to put money, investment into innovation and research. So this is another initiative that started from nearly crazy idea, as most of the project we try to bring forward, and found the right team to come together, the energy, the momentum, and now it's been launched last November, and has the ambition to grow outside Italy, because it's fine to connect Italy, but from a research perspective, and be seen by a big pharma industry, but we need also to connect with other countries and researchers. Now we come back in-house here in Naples. This is another example of where essentially the knowledge sharing of a big pharma and the R&D team in AstraZeneca has been partnering, number one, with the National Center of Gene Therapy has been just set up in Italy in November 2022. And, but most importantly, here with the University of Naples, where has been launched last year, the Pharmatech Academy, where essentially different colleagues from different companies in the pharmaceutical business, as well as more than 33 universities in Italy, come together to try to find solutions and develop therapies that are based on gene therapy or technology based on RNA. You know how important this become over the last few years. So what we did here is another example of partnership. We said we have one of the best probably laboratory for genome editing. The guy that worked in AstraZeneca invented the CRISPR-Cas9, although it didn't took the Nobel Prize simply by the usual academic mistakes. But there is clearly an important set of knowledge. So this very young student that decided to join the Pharmatech Academy got the opportunity to not just have this guy, but a panel of 8 scientists that came from Cambridge, UK, and Gothenburg. By the way, most of them grown up in biotech in University of Naples, Federico II, and get to the level of being director of labs in AstraZeneca. So we brought back that knowledge. We created an ecosystem where everyone understood how research is done in the industry that has a completely different or slightly different way as compared to what is happening in the academia. So if from one side you see publication and possibly patent and maybe out-licensing my idea to someone else. In pharma, you start from, yeah, we're going to see if we publish, but in the meantime, how this will really become a drug. And the methodology is completely different. So sharing this knowledge helped this student to understand better how we do research. On the other hand, we let them know also and understand how a marketing company works. So pharmaceutical in a country often is a marketing company. It's not necessarily a research center. And most of this young student didn't realize how important is regulatory, how important is marketing, how important, and they essentially apply to jobs. We hired already one of the students. We're going to have probably quite a few internships that will join us in the coming months. Finally, all the science, and this is a bit of another example, and we can then comment on the different aspects that brought us to this probably success stories. Science has to translate into clinical practice. We do a lot of science. There are hundreds of papers that are delivered every day if you only think of diabetes. More than 150 papers every day. So, but is this really changing practice? Not necessarily. So a few years ago in Cambridge, before COVID, with a couple of friends, we said, oh, let's create something that is called Cardiorenal Metabolic Alliance so that we help doctors to understand how to move science into clinical practice. And we need this integrated approach. We need different expertise, nephrologists, cardiologists, neurologists, diabetologists coming together and manage that single person that is not just diabetic, has diabetes, has a cardiovascular disease, has a kidney that doesn't work, etc. All this initiative went up to a certain point, and COVID kicked. We worked very hard during COVID, having a bit more time to dedicate to projects that were collateral. And then we realized to have this project to really flourish and work needs to go outside pharmaceutical, because otherwise there is always that kind of perceived conflict of interest. So by today, this is an independent trust based in South Africa that is activating centers across the globe to help doctors understand how to manage patients in a more holistic way. Again, there is a huge impact in terms of the social impact. There is a huge effort in terms of being an entrepreneur and applying entrepreneurship here, because otherwise it wouldn't work. And at the same time, you can see how even working within a pharmaceutical company can give the kickstart to ideas that then find their legs to work further. I think this was my last slide, so I thank you for your attention. I'm open to any question. Thank you.
Thank you. So we learned from our first panelist, universities are central. We learned from the second presentation, there are a lot of expertise. We need to work together. And I hope the next presentation with design thinking and technology startups will also show us how can we bring everyone to the table and work together and make these synergies work. The floor is yours, Andrea.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the invitation. I'm Andrea Canonico, and I'm responsible for R&D processes in TechUp. TechUp is an innovative startup founded in Naples in 2019. Okay. With the mission to support processes between research and technology transfer. How we do that? We do that by connecting high-level expertise coming from companies, university, research with business. We provide assistance in the field of the public finance, direct and indirect funds from Europe, and we are involved in design and management of R&D interventions and technological transfer projects. We operate mainly in the areas you can see in the slide. So we are in agri-food, artificial intelligence, materials, biomaterials, machine learning, and industrial process automation. Our model, our startup was established with a focus on open innovation applied to R&D processes. This means that we applied design thinking, co-design to this field. With the aim to offer technological services and consulting with creative solutions. With this assumption, we structured a board of referees. They are experts from various fields, from university and research entities, and with a focus on market and business dynamics. They are very different personalities with great experience also in the development of collaborative projects and very skilled to meet to the needs of companies and the economic world. You can see our referees and the areas of competence, food, biomaterials, as I said, biological materials. They are all different. They have different expertise, different age, different backgrounds. They are from CNR, National Research Council. They are from university, in particular, also from Federico II. They are from companies. They are from startups. How we apply the model of open innovation to R&D processes. We do it in several ways. The first one is an approach bottom-up. So we start from the need of the enterprise or of the startup or of the association. We decide to assign a referee or more referees to identify solutions to the need. And then we proceed with the project architecture, marketing strategies, and to find sources of financing. Another approach is the exact opposite. So we have a top-down approach. We made a selection of transferable technologies that are ready to market and that are developed in our network. We organize a work table with the stakeholders, perhaps companies or other potential stakeholders interested in the technologies or the area of the technologies. We define a technology transfer plan, and then the end of this process, the result is a collaborative project for the most part, with collaboration between research and enterprises. What are our goals? First of all, build and facilitate research business relationships. Then make up for the lack of research and innovation within the enterprises, in particular SMEs. Enhance and apply, apply the research of university, coming from university and research centers, create a stable network to promote exchange and opportunities or partnership for all the ecosystem, and find creative and tailored solutions to specific technological needs. So let me talk about our concrete case of application of the model of open innovation. The context is Innovation Village. It's a fair event produced by Knowledge for Business in partnership with TechUp, and with the collaboration on several stakeholders, for example, the Campania Region Department for Research, Innovation and Startups, but also the CNR, all the universities of the region, industrial districts, companies, professional association. The idea is to promote exchange of needs, ideas, and knowledge between private and public institutions and players of the innovation ecosystem. The fair focuses an exhibition area, conferences, workshop, talks, academy with training, professional training, finance and innovation service. But the concrete way we discover ideas or for sharing the knowledge is the Innovation Village Award. Innovation Village Award is a contest, a competition on innovation, and it's open to professional enterprises, startups, but also research students and association foundation. They can submit technologies, products, or services, or model of innovation in several areas. The projects must be in line with the SDGs of the United Nations agenda, and they are evaluated for relevance, for potential for dissemination, for results achieved, but also for the capability of bridging, for example, the gender gap. These are the areas of innovation. We start from cultural heritage, tourism, social innovation, but also aerospace, energy, materials, smart technologies, biotechnology, health, sustainable agriculture. And for 2024, the special area is the dedicated focused on startup competition. That is a competition that involves university students, and so we are very proud of this. Our pricing figures. We have collected 800 projects of innovation on all those areas you saw. In particular, this is a national contest, so we have great participation from all the Italian regions, all the Italian companies and territories. What are the goals of this model? For innovators, they take part in a showcase event for promoting their technologies. They can participate in a game because the contest is structured as a game, as a competition in which activate different skills and competencies compared for cash prizes and services, and join a network of innovation. On the other hand, for partners supporting the prize, there's the possibility of promoting special awards and services to activate a scouting for technologies, services, or innovation model in specific areas or on specific topics. Take part in a game as a judge, as a coach, as a trainer, and join an innovative network for partnership and cooperation projects. Thank you very much, my contacts.
Thank you so much. We have heard a lot about technology, and now we open our mind from technology and business towards society and arts. And I hand over to Francesca.
Good afternoon, my name is Francesca Cocco, and yes, I will talk to you about art, but I have a schizophrenic profile because I come from innovation, so this is a little bit strange, but I was called, today I will speak you about the Nora Greco Foundation, that is a contemporary art foundation, which is a piece of the last 20 years of contemporary art history in Naples, and in which, in the few past years, has wanted to broaden its mission from the art scenario to that of the dynamics of social and cultural transformation. That's why I was called in Fondazione Nora Greco, because I have this strategic task to innovate and to address all the activity toward the social impact. Let me say something about the foundation that was founded 20 years ago by Maurizio Nora Greco, that is a dentist, and he's also a collector, a sort of patron of arts. We could talk, we could say in this way. And it started with a collection of 1,000 artworks and the desire of making this collection available to the public. That's why he decided to address to the first stakeholder, that is the public institution. You talked about the public institution, and here the public institution is the regional government and of the regional Campania government, and that's why since I think 2008 the foundation has operated as a under an innovative mixed public-private governance model with the Campania regional government that is inside the board of directors of our foundation, and that of course address the all the activities that could have a social impact, of course. So this is very important to us, have this moment of dialogue and confrontation with the regional government, because we can understand how we can really impact on our territory. This is our headquarters that is based in Palazzo Caracciolo d'Avellino. I hope that after this round table, someone of you will visit the foundation, because we arranged a visit there. And this is a palace dating back to the 16th century in the heart of Naples Historic Center. This palace have lived different lives, from being a convent of nuns and then residence of aristocratic family. But of course we are in the center of the city, and the center of the city, Naples, is very strange. It's not an historic center as others in Europe. Our city center is popular, and we are close to maybe you already know these names, Sanità, Forcella, that are some neighborhoods in the center of the city, very popular. And we are in a popular neighborhood that is the Anticaia. So, of course, our second stakeholder is the neighborhood, because for us it is our target, and they are also our public, and we have to do something for that. So, of course, our main question has always been how contemporary art, that often is very conceptual, can speak to the people in our neighborhood. And you can say, maybe here, this facade of the building before the renovation, and to the right, one exhibition by Petra Feriankova. It was one of the first exhibitions at the foundation. Of course, many of our artists have established a dialogue not only with the building, that is particular, but also with the local community during the periods of residence, and through also specific activities with the Anticaia people. So many of them are also now around the world in some artworks. And this is the facade of the palace now. Of course, we can say that the foundation had a first impact on urban regeneration in our neighborhood, because it was an architect, of course, intervention, but also a lot of commercial activities set up after we settled there. So it has been a good impact on this aspect. But starting from, okay, this is the palace inside. You can see from the Greek ruins to the 16th century frescoes is very rich of history, of course. And starting with its original exhibition activities, in recent years, the foundation has developed a mission focused on the relationship between art and society. And that's why we created an educational department internally, which works on different strands of audience development, schools, of course, at-risk youth in the neighborhood, migrant association, and also project that explores the relation between well-being and art, together with the hospitals and also universities. Of course, we do these activities with universities. So our third stakeholder is the university, of course. We have a lot of agreements with Federico II, with the Aurora network, of course, and also with the fine art academies, because we have some skills that are experiential, of course, but we do some research activities with university, and it's very important to us, this kind of work, this research activity. Of course, what we are trying to do, so our strategic direction is creating a sort of community museum. So because we want to open, and we are opening the foundation to the neighborhood, to the universities, and we are also trying to activate some participatory activities. So we want not only to cooperate with some partners, but would like also to involve them in co-design activities and in this model of participatory governance, of course. And that's why, okay, you can see some activities of the that we do in the foundation with students. And also, we have now launched training activities on immersive reality for art with the Technology Foundation. And out of these activities and reflections comes EDI Global Forum. EDI Global Forum is the first international forum dedicated to the educational and social missions of museums. It is an international platform that connects museum and cultural institutions, experts and educators from around the world to foster discussion and approaches, experiences and objectives related to the educational and social innovation through art. So in this case, we can say that art is a medium and the museum is an agent of changing for us. Now we are launching the third edition of EDI, and maybe we can define it a sort of hub for educational approach for museums. And today we have more than 150 institutions from all over the world joining this network. This network meets every year in Naples for 4 days of intense work structured in different formats. Some just for the members of the network, but other are open to the city and also to a wider public, of course. So, for example, this year we had inspirational sessions with experts in different fields and also an interesting unconference that was a conference in the conference, but decided by our members, and also some workshops, experiential workshops that are very important for our community. I just can show you some other information. This is the list of participants at the 2023 edition. We have an international scientific committee in which you can find the MoMA, the Museum Reina Sofia, and other big museums. And that's it. I would like to show you this slide because it was one of the reflection emerged from this forum. It was a focus on museums and communities, and this is one of the reflections that also our partners have continued to share during the year in the distance on our web platform, and that's it. Okay, these are some images.
Thank you so much. I think what we can take away, I will quote you again, universities are central. And I think what you also often see, they are one of the biggest employer in the city where they are, but also you have a lot of alumni and you create like an ecosystem around. We need bridges to get together and also certain, I would say safe places. But what I liked especially from the last presentation was not only go for put some experts in the room and give them the language to speak to each other, but also make it open for the public. And there was one thing on the picture, engage everybody and also open it up to the community. And I think when you go home, you are, how to say, infiltrated by Aurora, but you also have seen my plan to make this panel short and more interactive, but I didn't want it to jump in the interesting content. How can we communicate Aurora so concise that the people afterwards say, hey, my university is part of this cool universe, and I see this is also what we learned from the panelists, especially from your presentation and also Andreas, where are the synergies, where can I connect to this universe? And this is maybe a question also for you, how can we better communicate Aurora? But how can we make it more open? But what was also, or maybe what was a learning, especially for your last project? I see the business model for some of the cases, but I think for involving the community, how do I get the resources and not only invite people which are able to pay a fee to come to the event, but also get maybe people who say, culture and museum, that's not for me. But on the one you want also, on the other hand, you also want to have these people on the table, and that we also can benefit from the expertise in the room. So I would ask you, could you make this maybe in a one-sentence statement? And maybe I will give Francesca the chance to respond first.
It's very difficult. Okay, I think that something we learned from Eddie, for example, is that we have an international community of professionals very active and really engaged on different fields. So each one has different backgrounds, different museums, different interests, different engagement. For example, someone was engaged in decolonizing museums, others were engaged in gender policies, and so on. But I think that, for example, we had mixed all these experiences, and they are really thrilled every year to come to Naples because they can find something that they cannot find anywhere. So they share experiences and in a completely creative context. So this is very important to them, and they come back home with some ideas, some partnerships, and also a lot of projects. So I think that is the strength of this network, and maybe it could be also a way for involving more different people.
So find the inspiring synergies and use your network to spread the message like this.
Okay. Our effort, our everyday activity is focused, as I said, on the process of the open innovation. We think that at the base of this process should be the people, competence, skills, and cross-contamination, cross-fertilization between knowledge and competence, different competencies. So we have an approach that we can define human-centered, and we often talk about of tech humanism. We think that at the base of this process can be a R&D process or a decision-making process or other kind of process, should be the sustainable ideas of tech humanism, sustainable development, and social innovation. So, as I said, we launched this prize, this contest that is not only a contest, it's a way to discover sustainable innovation, to engage researchers, students, innovators, not also companies or startups, but also not formalized research, not defined, not structured innovation. And our aim is to engage this part of innovators and make them join our network. More than our community for innovation. We think that this is the key, and this is the model we have to follow for a sustainable innovation that can face societal challenges and the needs of people of the different territories or strategic decision. Thank you.
Annika, in one sentence. So stakeholders in the room, wake up. Now you can see how important our task is in Aurora to build the strategy, actually, because we are talking or speaking now about the family of stakeholders. We have the regional stakeholders, but now you are speaking about internal stakeholders, students, academics. We have to focus on all the national, international, and regional levels, but let me try more than one sentence, two or three maybe. Experts, understanding, synergy, being welcome, connecting. Because you have shown us how important the strategy is because of the segments you have now introduced us. You are the stakeholders by yourselves. We have to reach you. You have to get answers from us. That's the importance. Horizontally, vertically, the universities, Aurora, we have to understand that if we would like to build future, if we would like to engage the society, we have to understand, we have to know. And that is important at the horizontal and vertical level, as I have mentioned. We have the departments of strategy, not only because it is in the strategic plans. We have to have partners for you, for you, for you. Be it transfer, be it innovation, be it engaging society. We can serve with all the things if we are not only capable, but willing. The willingness is important for us. You can find congratulations for 800. We have celebrated 450 actually during last year. But there is a lot of literature there how important university were actually. Not only protecting criminals because of the Holy Land, you can actually step in the medieval. Coming from that times to actually our present, you are facing innovation transfer centers from university's point of view. You are working with humanities and philosophical faculties, arts and so on. You are actually transferring everything what is sustainable. So we are doing everything, and we have to do that as professionals. We have to be partners, and that's the most important sentence I would bring in. Reaching stakeholders shall be, from our point of view, professional, understanding, synergy, supportive. It was more than one sentence, I think.
Yeah, maybe the only thing to add from my standpoint could be that how the panel has been structured probably is a bit of the answer in a time where the new generation learn ChatGPT before even start writing on a piece of paper. They think the answer will come from some artificial intelligence. Humanity and literature, art, is something that is progressively probably lost. The fact to bring together science, innovation, research, startups, investment, art, all together in a unique conversation probably is a way to keep more the conversation human in the sense of not alternative to artificial intelligence, is a fundamental tool that will help us enhance and accelerate things otherwise we wouldn't be able to achieve. We have artificial intelligence in everything we do in R&D as we speak, and in the academia, and definitely in the industry. But at the same time, understanding that the social impact, the fact that we move from, whoever has brought mindset by Carol Dweck, you move from a fixed mindset where probably you don't do much innovation because you are stuck into your kind of box. You can move to the grow mindset where you're able to seek opportunity. But then there is a third level that is now more and more evident, is the social mindset. So whatever you do as an entrepreneur, as an innovator, as an academia, researcher, inventor, has to have that clear angle of not just do the business, but how does it impact society, how does improve the understanding of art and us as a human being. And I guess more and more this kind of cross-functional, cross-specialty conversation can be something that move in the direction we need. Thank you.
Thank you. What I was also thinking, in addition of this, I am doing the biannual, I had a conversation with our contact in the international office just also to loop the students in. And CBS has really high level, has mobility with a lot of high level business schools, but the Aurora brings us interdisciplinary exchange. And she said students come with a different experience back. And I know also here the hackathon from Adam and Ramon, you have architecture students, you had sociologists, and you had business school students from CBS coming together, working on a palace which was dedicated to the poor, thinking about what can we make with this huge building. And the architects and the business students jump on, yeah, let's renovate it, make a cool space out of it. And then the sociologists came in, hey, this is a poor area. What does it mean for the rent? What does it mean for the people living here? And this is also, I think, one of the fun part of Aurora, to learn from each other, from the different disciplines and say, that's true. And then they came up with different business models, more social and societal, impactful business models in a positive way. And at this point, I want to open the floor and use the next minutes also for you to come up with questions, to use the expertise in the room, maybe share some other Aurora experiences in terms of societal engagement.
Hello, thank you for nice presentations. I have a question, especially about art and academia, because very interesting what you were presenting. And I was wondering, because, we from the Eurydice project, we're also trying to to do these kinds of things that you are promoting here in our education design, so for new innovative education, to, for example, involve art. So we have a museum as one of the, a German museum as one of the partners. But the problem maybe often is, and that I encounter because I'm a lecturer myself, is that when you want to do very innovative things in education, that you run into a kind of difficulties, and they have to do with accreditation, they have to do with the difficulty of institutions to allow these very, let's say, even as extracurricular activities into the curricula. And I would like to know what your thoughts are, how we can integrate that more into education, into regular education, because I think it's very important to bring that aspect into higher education. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. In Italy, it's true because, for example, there is not a professional for this educational museum. So if you want to have some public job in a museum, you have not the opportunity because this figure is not recognized. So that's true. What we are doing, for example, it's different from country to country. For example, in the United States, of course, they are more advanced on that. So the educational, this mission of this educational mission of museums is recognized and has a specific role. In Italy, not yet. But we are trying to do some pressures, of course. And I think that what a European network, an international network can do is that. So trying to press, give a little bit of pressure on the European institution on that, and at the same time trying to change and trying to introduce this training inside, for example, university. We are doing a lot of things with the fine art academies because they are working on that. So it's a double level work.
Maybe I can add to this as well. The hackathon I mentioned, this was enabled by Aurora because we had the mobility money to send the students to Napoli. So it gives us a little bit the resources and the sandbox to try. And in the morning, we had the discussion about micro-credentials. Maybe this could be also a way to, in terms of lifelong learning, to get this additional discipline into the CV, maybe not in the curricula, but as add-on.
So we are working, excuse me.
Of course, we are working with Erasmus Plus projects because I think that it's one of the way to go on. Sorry.
Excuse me again, my lady. We are working together on the Euridice, actually, about the new concepts. But let's think about, from my point of view, most important and actually helping procedure. The students should understand the importance of their study programs and of the curricula. Starting from the lawyers, actually, there is the European tradition, they are studying theoretically, and afterwards they are going to the practice. That's a wrong procedure. Coming to let's say, arts and humanities, they have to understand the role after the studies of themselves, actually going and joining the society. We are missing that point. By the doctoral studies, we are always talking about promoting science, actually. The publicity or speaking about the public aspects. They have to understand the role of the scientists after they have actually finished their studies and are joining the, let's say, academical or laboratory or healthcare procedures. And if they understand during the studies, we can bring them together actually on the horizontal level as we have discussed because of Aurora or because of the universities, starting at the universities and let them join in Aurora procedure. They have to understand what's their future role, not only why would I like to study a surgeon and earn much money as an dentist. That's not the point that we should focus on. So that's the first aspect. Secondly, we have to work on such a curriculum that will connect joint studies actually with the help of the micro-credentials or let's say multi-connected curricula, because that's the future. The people have to understand not only how are their names and where they are coming from, but what are the roles actually between each other and the synergies and the connections of the society. That is something what we have missed a little in the European history. Let's focus on that. And thank you all that you are building that via Aurora. It's really important for me.
Silence.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation. There is an issue that was also raised by our colleagues in the panel on open science and participatory democracy. In our society, there is a lot of research and innovation going on through society, which is not only provided by institutional actors, not even by private companies, but society itself. We can see these, for example, in our students. Sometimes they are engaged in so many activities. Some of them are really innovative. They have a lot of ideas. And society as a whole is producing quite a lot. How can we, as Aurora, but also as stakeholders, be able not only to transfer our knowledge to society, but also support society in developing the intelligence, the skills and mindset that are already there, and probably without the need of being us teaching, but this time learning from them.
May I start? You remember maybe the 3 orange or yellow boxes at the beginning? This is, like I said, what also drives me in Aurora, the idea, how can we bring, and maybe not 12 boxes in one study program or 12 competencies, but that we can a little bit be the seed for this and let them already give the sandbox at the university to work international and interdisciplinary. Thank you so much. And learn these competencies or parts of it. And I remember when I presented this to our WISE team for green transition, she was also looking at this. Is this one person or is this a team? This relates perfectly to your presentation and also what you said, bring the right people together. So I hope the education here and the experience also help that we contribute to equipping really our students with some of the competencies to go out and live this. And that, like the seismic courses, and I think this is also happening in different courses within Aurora, train them and given the popularism, which is, and the need for easy answers, maybe give them also the braveness to see it's complex. But I learned in university I can tackle this and develop a little prototype. So I hope they go out with a different mindset, what you said, societal mindset and growth mindset, to really address this. This is more the vision. Let's see if we work towards it. Let's do an alumni study in 10 years. But I hope this is what we can also bring or contribute.
I may just add, I feel, and I will use the Heather McGowan adaptation advantage kind of concept here. So what I experienced so far is that speaking to students from high school to university, mainly in life sciences degrees later on, there is a huge focus by them of saying, okay, I study biotech, I want to do biotech, and I want to enter in a company that pay me a salary as quick as possible. Fully understandable. Everyone needs to put bread on the table. At the same time, from that concept of the adaptation advantage, the cycle and the speed of needing to reskill or upskill what you learn over a period of 5 to 10 years, it's much quicker. So the message that probably we need to convey to young generation is, look, yeah, you study, you graduate as a lawyer, you may end up being a doctor, or vice versa. I take my experience. I started as a doctor, family of doctors, always thought I'm going to do huge research, I will be in the hospital and die in the hospital. And then over the sudden I moved into the pharmaceutical industry, and there was the most far, far from me industry I could imagine. And then I end up doing interesting things, innovation, learn skills that I never learned, and end up also with a sort of entrepreneurial angle. All that has not been taught to me at the university at all, just came over time, right? I think student today needs to understand that the skills needs to be more, and they need to be flexible in understanding that you start on a pathway, and you may end up in a completely different pathway, but the two are in some way connected. So, and you make the connection as a student.
Shall I, my lady? It was an important question, and that's why we have mentioned at the beginning the 5 or 6 pillars, actually, the strategy of the university. It is not only important to go inside of the university to the internal stakeholders, but we have to focus really on the policy, on the stakeholders in the region and in the municipalities, because they have to prepare their own strategies, how to handle, and they have to understand that we understand what they need. And we are trying now, and we have to try in Aurora, be positively aggressive. As we are trying at the Palacký University to write the strategies for the regions, for the cities. We have now started with the schools, grammar schools, actually the kindergartens as university institutions. Because we need to prepare all the society to go through this procedure you have mentioned. So we have to stay active, and we have to actually focus on the active role of the university in the society in general. So policy representatives and also the other pillars, be it healthcare or SMEs and entrepreneurs and so on, influencing that, building that. That is the most important role from the external point of view. And we cannot forget about it, because if we stay out, we will be out. And you have mentioned an important question. That's studying a lawyer, being a doctor afterwards. We have to understand that for example, studying medicine does mean that you will need for the future education in legal aspects, because the society is developing that way. And that's the right approach for the future. And I believe in the universities in that way. Thank you.
Looks like you have a lot to digest. So I would maybe say, if Alessandro agrees, let's use the next 10 minutes to think about it.
First of all, thank all of you for this wonderful panel. So, yeah, thank you. What is next? We have a very important moment. I don't know if the board is finished, if the colleagues from the Aurora board are already there. I don't think so. At 4, we gather again here because there is the signing of this sustainability agreement. It's a very important moment between the university and Aurora. We have agreed on a plan on reducing the environmental impact of our campuses. It's a complex effort, and thanks to the colleagues who have been working on that. We have 10 minutes. There is a coffee break for you to take a coffee, but please, in 10 minutes, be again back in this room for the next step of our work. Thank you again to all of you. excuse me, in a couple of minutes we will start the ceremony of signing. Please, for each institution signing, whether the rector or a delegate, to be ready to be called for the signing. We will also briefly present the sustainability plan that we are signing. Great, we are ready. Dealing with technologies is always complicated. We will rely on our colleagues working in the domain of digital society and global citizenship to deal with those kind of things. So we are ready. I'm, again, very much happy to give the floor to Susanna and Lorenzo, who for Aurora have been working very, very hard with our colleagues in the task team on drafting this sustainability plan, giving a huge contribution to Aurora to plan the future of our sustainability, environmental sustainability. They will present us a bit the basic of this plan. They will call the signing people for each institution, and it will be, for all of us, a pleasure to have this document signed within Aurora. So, Lorenzo and Susanna, to you the floor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Maybe you remember me from the last presentation from Olomouc Biannual. I was standing here with my colleague Ivar from Holland, and we were presenting this picture. Do you remember that? We were talking about the CO2 emissions from the travels to the biannuals. We didn't count the CO2 emissions this time, but I want to ask you, who of you changed your mind and exchanged the plane for a train? Raise the hand. Oh, okay, we changed some minds, great. No, I wanna say I'm really proud of our delegation from Czech Republic, because almost half of delegation from Olomouc, from Palacký University Olomouc, came by train, even though we are around 15, 16 hours or almost 20 hours away by train. So we did some small impact, and we are happy about that. But of course, it's not only about not flying. There are many other aspects that our footprint reduction plan is about. And as we present ourselves as sustainability pioneers, we need to try to do and be a good example for other universities, European universities, but not only European universities. So we were 3 years working on this plan. Lorenzo will shortly introduce this a bit, and we are really proud we came to this moment that we will be signing, and all of our universities came into the deal and accepting this plan, and we are really proud of that.
Yeah, also hi from my side. As Susanna said, that's been, how to say, a long journey to get here. As you might also know, we already had the Sustainable Campus Action Plan as a first part. Also, to be honest, that was because all those plans were deliverables for the European Universities project. Sustainable Campus Action Plan, to say it really short, was just saying we all commit to be sustainable universities. There's a common footprint reduction plan. Also, to say it in one sentence, it's basically the same, but it also adds, and we're going to do something. So it's still a, let's say, that's what's in it. Like, it's a common effort. Every university is committed to sustainability. We have like some, let's say, rather basic commitment to reducing emissions. I mean, and I think we should have it. As you all know, the European Union wants to become carbon neutral, so the universities have to do that sooner or later anyway. And then some common actions which we want to do. Those are, let's say, a bit spread out, a bit sometimes not very precise, but there are also some things which just make sense. For example, everyone wanting to switch to green electricity, which is, I think, one of the really big things you can achieve rather easily. Also doesn't cost really much. Yeah, I think that's the main point of the plan. It's about raising awareness. I also want to say like a bit for our next step, because that, I don't know if that has been made clear, was from the first phase of Aurora. We have done that, and it's kind of finished. I mean, the plans, they were already agreed on and delivered to the Commission in the last year. That's now just the official and also kind of symbolic signing of them. For the next phase, we will do some, let's say, relatively basic monitoring of sustainability, and also focus on showcasing what is actually already been done at the different universities. And for that, we are also going to organize a sustainability summit, probably together with the next biannual, and I hope to see you all there. Great, I think that's it from my side. We are not entirely sure who the persons are which are going to sign the plan, and I think also, I don't know, Alessandro, do you have something to add? No? Okay. In that case, I would like to ask I think in most cases, directors are here to come up to the stage. I think most of you also know how it works. We're gonna have you sign like one by one, also to take a picture. And then afterwards, like just everyone to stand here for another photo. Great.
thank you again, Lorenzo and Susanna, and all of you. There is another very important moment, something that we are very happy and sad at the same time, in a way. As you know, Jon Attlee is closing his mandate as a president of Aurora, and colleague directors of Palatsky is stepping in as a new president of Aurora. So I call to the floor Selma. Is she here? Please, Selma, who will be chairing this important moment of passing. This is my gift for you. Yeah.
He just decided on this. Hello, everyone.
So, thank you, Selma. So, please, Jon, and please.
What is your thought behind this? So, I'm very honored to have been given this role now to chair the president's handover ceremony. Well, we've had one president that has left really strong mark on this alliance, and that is Jon Attlee from University of Iceland. Is this working? Yeah? Yes, okay. We would like to thank him from the bottom of our hearts for his very dedicated work, his very strong commitment to the Alliance, to Aurora Network and Alliance. And I would like to give the mic to Jon Attlee to give us a few words, his observations.
Thanks a lot, Selma, and thank you, everyone. I would say, first of all, it's an honor to serve you and the universities. And I have been doing this for almost 4 years. I never expected, actually, to become the president of Aurora, but it was a true honor. And I have enjoyed it very much. But I think it's also very important that we have some succession and we have a clear plan. And what we have decided now is, instead of having 2 years of terms of the president and even 2 times 2 like I had, we are now working on a new system, president-elect, president and past president, and the key is that more universities are involved. So I'm very happy that Martin Prokaska of Palacky University is taking over as president, and I'm sure it will be the same for him, an honor to serve Aurora. And I would like to thank all of you for working with us. Being the president is just working with you and for you. And thank you for everybody. Thanks to the office, the Secretary Generals who have worked with me, the board members, the General Council members, and everyone. And I would in particular like to thank my team at the University of Iceland. They do all the job for me, all the work. So I'm just here fronting them and Aurora. So it has been a great pleasure, and I wish you all the best, Martin.
Hand over the gift now. As a token of our appreciation, we have a little but very heavy and precious gift to you, Jon Attlee, because you've been precious to us. So thank you very much.
Well, it's a great moment for me now. So, dear Jon Attlee, dear Aurora friends, it is my honor and pleasure to address you all today. It's a privilege to be chosen to take over this mantle of Aurora president. And for those of you who may not know me, my name is Martin Prochaska. I'm a rector of Palacky University in Olomouc, Czech Republic, a position I've held since 2021. My professional background is obstetrics and gynecology. In these fields, precision and above all, care and understanding are very important. So these values are integral to my vision of our collaborative efforts in Aurora Alliance. First, I would like to thank Jan Ottli for his gigantic contribution to Aurora in his years. He was acting as Aurora president, modest as he is. Jan Ottli did not want to make a big celebration over this handover, so I still would like to give a credit where it is due and offer him this small token as appreciation. Jan Ottli, this gift is not just a token of our friendship, but this is also a symbol of your excellent work for Aurora. It's a Czech crystal. Famous for its exquisite craftsmanship, its testament to the blend of tradition and innovation, and that is where we aspire to in Aurora. Those of you who know me know I'm not a man of many words. As Aurora president, I want to be a facilitator and I want to give a lot of space to all of you. Our universities or Aurora community to express ourselves and to shape the future of Aurora together. My mission is to build bridges between our cultures, our institutions, and the world at large. Our universities coming together in this manner is a testament to our shared commitment to growing together. This will help us to grow Aurora and expand on our ambitions with global partnerships. I have already met with the Student Council. Their enthusiasm and ideas are a source of inspiration for us all. As a president, it will be my main goal to continue working on creating student-centered and inclusive environment within Aurora, where the students are truly heard. In closing, now more than ever, let us reaffirm commitment to peace and stability for future European generations. Aurora's efforts today are not just for our own advancement, but for the betterment of society. Together, hopefully we can build a future where our universities pave the way for a brighter, peaceful tomorrow. I would like to thank you.
It's really very heavy.
So again, thank you very much. I have worked with Martin for a couple of years now, and I can assure you Aurora is in great hands with the president. So again, congratulations and good luck, and thanks for the very kind words to me and the wonderful gift. But Aurora with you, Martin.
So the day is closing, but we still have one more step before we leave. The photo session. Please, Maria Jose. Yeah. Before we do the photo session, Maria Jose will give us some information about tomorrow. Then I will also give you some information about the social events this afternoon. Then we will move for the photo session on the stairs, sulle scale. Do you think it's probably the best place so that we can be, because I think in this room it's not enough big for all of us. So Maria, please.
Thank you, Alessandro. No, it's just something very tiny about tomorrow's first session. That is the work package leads and co-leads workshop. We have got some questions about who's invited. The answer is everyone that wants to be there. So ideally the work package leads and co-leads, but also the task team leads and co-leads, ICs, work package and task team members, everyone. You don't have to prepare anything. We're gonna have a very short informative session at the beginning, and then is just picking your brains on some questions to reflect on our impact and future, etc. So please, you are all welcome, and we hope to see you there. Thank you.
Great, Maria. Indeed, For those of you who are not interested, but who would rather prefer not to participate for the so many various reasons, feel free to join us at 11 for the coffee break. Then we have, I would say, relevant and very much important panel run by the students. And we really would like to have all of you tomorrow to listen to our students and greet them with all the work they do, that it's far more difficult than ours. Concerning social events tonight, for those of you who have registered, these are the meeting point. For those of you who wants to visit shortly the city, the meeting point is 5:45 in Piazza San Domenico Maggiore. You should have received an email with the address. Piazza San Domenico Maggiore is near the rectorate. So if you go near the Cortile delle Statue where we met yesterday, it's basically there. For those of you who would like to visit the museum, the entrance of the museum is in Via Mezzocannone 8, basically the main entrance of the main building for the Cortile delle Statue. For those of you who would like to visit the Fondazione Morra, then the timing is a bit different because there is a bit of walk to do, but it's a very nice walk. The meeting point is 5:15 at the entrance of the main building of the Federico II in Corso Umberto I 40. Again, you have received the email. For any doubt, just ask to me. All of us will meet at 7 in Cortile delle Statue. We will have a light dinner together and there will be some music. I hope we will all of us see there later. So if we can move to the stairs outside, we can have the photo session all together. Thank you for being today with us.